We are so excited because this is our first time actually taping this conversation, and we feel like other people may want to listen because there's always nuggets that we all take away and are writing down from what we talk about. And it's whether it's talking about a book or talking about some sort of message that we receive from wherever. And we felt like we just had to start taping these conversations.
Yeah. With the intention too of just sharing our little tidbits and nuggets and actionable items to bring into everyone's life that aren't necessarily like a whole podcast or a whole series, but just quick, easy, tangible takeaways.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, we start our day with these conversations and I love them. Robyn and I talk all the time about how sometimes we wake up going, oh. And by the time we have these like little coffee moments, we feel invigorated and excited, and it really sets our day off on a good note. So we just want to share.
Yeah. And I think you'll learn a little bit even more about us in general because things just come up. And so I'm going to actually start with this thing that happened last night that was actually like, could have been, and to some people may seem like almost like an earthquake in our life.
Oh,
well, yes, we had a conversation with our trademark attorney who we love. We love you. And what ended up happening is that we found out we are set to launch Whole Living Network. So we thought. And what we found out was that we really can't use Whole Living, that it would really end up in the long run. Right now, it's okay. No one's coming after us right now, I don't think. But we haven't really gone public with that. So we can't. Like in the long run, it won't serve us. So
what do you do in those moments, right?
Yeah, it's the whole experience of the cliche of the universe is giving me a gift here.
And exactly what we said.
And I turn my frustration into appreciation while going through the whole gamut of the loss.
But it takes a minute. Like,
I saw Karen's face. I'll just tell you right now, I saw Karen's face in that meeting. She was like, I mean, what?
It was, you get attached to certain things in your life, right? And they can be really good things. However, yes, Lizzi, just as you said, sometimes the universe gives you those experiences to say, do you really believe that? Do you really think that's the right thing to do? Or to give you an opportunity to think again about something.
Yes.
That's what I saw this as. I saw this as a like, wait, because you're about to step into something and there's something way cooler and you don't have to go A through Z where we're going to jump you from A to M. So just, it feels like a thorn. It feels like a little like challenge here, but we promise you this is for you, not to you.
Yes. Yeah.
But at first we take it like, are you kidding?
Yeah.
So like, it feels like such a loss.
Yes, it does. I wanted to wrap myself around it like a car backing out of the driveway.
Yeah.
And go with it. And yeah, it took a minute, but that I think brings us to what we're talking about now, which is where do we go from here?
Yeah, because we have to come up with a new name. We have actually the whole platform's already ready to go in the next couple of weeks. And then from there, there's going to be so much more that comes. And so what we do know is that we actually own the rights to Seeking Center. And so we love this name. There's a reason that we started with this name a couple of years ago, and it made us start talking about the word seeking. Yeah. And what does that mean?
Seeking and seeker, right? Like seeking being an action word. The word seek is never done. It's that continuing journey of always exploring, always discovering, always looking for what's next. And then having center being not only our soul center, but ideally a place. It could be a show, it could be a podcast, it could be a brick and mortar building, but
it could be a digital, it's the digital space. It's a destination.
Of it being all of those things, the potentiality of all of those things. And people that come on our podcast love it too, because it gives them that place to really talk about what they're seeking. And then the people who are listening to also utilizing that space for them to seek even more. So we do love the name.
To me, it has always felt like, since I met you guys, like Seeking Center gave everyone the space to jump in wherever they were and keep it moving forward and keep exploring and diving in. Whereas other names that we've come up with, or other names that I've heard you guys talk about, it felt a little more, not contrived, but like it felt tight. Like it felt like this was a place that you land versus this is a place where you land and then the doors open. Like this to me feels like you just landed in Oz and it went from black and white to Technicolor. And that's what Seeking Center and everything you guys are bringing up has been about. It's always been about, look, there's all these different ways and modalities and techniques and people doing these cool things. We just want to sift and sort and explain how these things did work, and then let you decide what works and take what does and leave the rest.
Exactly.
So sure. And actually, Jeff, my husband, brought up this point the other day out of nowhere. He was like, I was thinking about the word seeking versus searching. And he said, seeking to me is what we've just said. It's curiosity, it's exploring, it's expansive. It's never ending in that way. Searching, said to him, feels like you're lost. And
and it's the destination that you're looking for. You're looking for like the end result. Seeking feels to me immersive and interesting, and you're, like you said, not descript, not defined. There's like not a definitive place, and that leaves it always open for more. And seekers, as we know, sometimes you're seeking and you're not in a good place, and sometimes you're seeking in a great place. Sometimes you're seeking emotional support. Sometimes you're seeking tangible things. Like it really does give it that large context so that nobody feels like they're stuck in like one definitive place.
I also think it gives us the freedom to the point of like really embracing the journey of it all. As cliche as it is, it's about the journey, not the destination. It's the yes and, right? Like, yes, we want to find a way to really appreciate the journey instead of thinking, okay, I appreciate it. Can I get there now? Like, see me appreciating it? Am I done? Which is what searching has felt like. And for me on my journey, it certainly has felt like that, where I think I can fake out the universe. Like, look, I'm not searching anymore. I'm totally fine where I am. Now give it, let's go. Whereas seeking is like, all right, this is what I'm working on now. And hopefully in a year it's something different, but I'm never not getting to the next thing. And that's the fun of it when we can get there.
And fun is the key word. And actually what you just said made me want to bring up something that happened to you and then to others this week. Can you talk about what happened in one of your energy clearing sessions this week?
Yes. I wasn't sure where you were going with that.
Which is the fun of this conversation.
Yeah. So this is my work, but I feel like I need to preface in that I understand that to someone newer to energy work into this kind of world, this sounds a little bit out there and woo-woo. And frankly, when I was first doing it, it felt insane as well. So let me like throw that out there to start. I do these group energy clearings. Everyone hops on Zoom. I ask you to lay down. And then I just say whatever I'm seeing, feeling, and being shown by my highest self, our guides, your guides. I don't always know who is showing me, but it can feel like as if I'm cleaning out your physical body, your energetic body, and then realigning you is what I set the intention to. How do I realign you with your best version of yourself, which we would call your inner being or your highest self? So in this session, towards the end, and I had recently done a session meeting my guides and with someone that you guys work with. And I had met that one of my guides was pure love. And it was this blue energy that was just like shining like a movie spotlight straight at me. And there's been a lot coming up for all of us lately about opening your heart and our hearts cracking open. And in this session, towards the end, this blue light came out and was shining directly at me again. But I've only had that experience when I was working by myself, like in meditation. So it came in the group and then sort of like exploded out of my heart and my body into sort of the collective. That, and it's not just who's on the call in the moment, but who's going to listen at some point, whether it's 1 year from now or the next day. It's just a collective of who will benefit from this energy. And a lot of the info that I'm getting is that humanity, as we seek, that we're stepping into this new level of what we can hold as far as love. that we're stepping into a new, I'm like blanking on the word, so help me if you've got it. It's like a new capacity of what we've been able to experience before as humans and what we've known as love. That's getting cranked up. And it's almost like we're getting calibrated and we're getting little pieces and parts of it so that we can slowly adjust. Like we're plugged in, we're getting plugged into a higher voltage of love, pure, intentional, strong love. Like I don't have kids, but I imagine it's what you have felt when you hold your baby for the first 100 times, or when you see them first smile or laugh. It's what I always felt when I would like have my dog's nose at my nose and like smell her. It's that I love you so much. This almost aches and it feels like my heart's going to explode. Like you get that nervousness, not nervousness, but that jitteriness in your throat. Like, oh my God, this is so good. And that's what was channeling through.
Wow. Where did it come from, Lizzie? Like, why do you think in this particular case, it came through so strong for you?
I think it's time. I think, well, for the past 2 months, I have had a back injury. And for a full month, I was literally just like on my living room floor. And I felt like I was being grounded. Like I was told to go to my room.
You were.
I was physically and energetically grounded. And I think in that time, it was like, I could feel chunks of like, it felt like calcified energy stuck around my heart, like the walls that we put up. And that those chunks were being removed. And it was not pretty and it was not fun. It was definitely a transition. I think I'm still in the transition, but I think it's like I'm slowly acclimating to being able to, I don't know if I'm going to start channel. I don't know.
Well, is it, to me, it's then having that feeling that other day so strongly and probably still with you.
I can see it.
Yeah, I can see it too. I can see it too. Like you're brighter.
Like you're charged.
I know. And I think that for you, it's having that validation of knowing you have that support and that energy. It's that it's right in you, with you, always. And sometimes you need to feel it more tangibly. And for you, that was a tangible feeling.
For years since I've started this sort of soul journey, it's been like over 10 years now. I've always heard every different healer practitioner, everyone I went to, the words I would always get were step into your power. And I was always like, I want to show me what I'm supposed to do. What's the thing that I don't know what I'm not doing to not step into it. And now I'm getting to, I've always known, like, you have to love yourself. Healer, heal thyself, find self-love. No one can love you until you love yourself. All the things I thought I was. And I'm being shown a different level of how to love yourself. And so I'm curious, like, is that the next step of work? I mean, it's what I've been working on for myself, is true self-love, and going through breakups and going through breakdowns and all these things. It's like, what are all the actionable, tangible things that you've learned over all these years? Can you do them for you? Not just buying yourself flowers, not just saying something kind, but how do you do the 5 love languages for yourself?
I love that.
What are the 5 love languages? What do you mean by 5 love
languages? Karen. Come on.
For those who may not know.
I'm going to blank on this guy's name. Robyn, do you know his name?
I should, because I worked with him.
So I know the love languages. The love languages are gifts. This is how we give and how we receive love. We usually want to receive love the way we like to give love. So gifts, words of affirmation.
I was going to say Gary Chapman. Gary Chapman. And
there's a quiz. I think there's an online quiz.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
Yeah. So gifts, words of affirmation, quality time, acts of service, and physical touch.
Yes.
And we're all usually a combo. And given different stages of my life, what I've had and what I've not had in my physical life, it's changed. So it's not that it's like a one and done and that's who you are. But I've always thought, I want someone to love me, like wake up in the morning and wrap their arms around me and bring me flowers because they were at Trader Joe's and they know I love the purple flowers, and like do these little things. And I was like, do them for you.
Yes.
Right. And I've done the flowers and the gifts and those kind of things, but I've never like said compliments out loud to myself. Out loud. Let your cells hear the words out loud and let it land. Right. That was real cringy to do. I started doing it. And now I'm like, times are tough. It's every girl for herself. I'm saying them out loud.
Yes.
Feels really good. And giving yourself quality time and giving yourself acts of service. Like I make my coffee the night before. And one of my cousins, actually, she said when she makes her coffee the night before, she thanks her future self. Ooh. And like just doing things like that are like, be in relationship with yourself so that it's not about a partner needing to come in and fill that space. You've filled it. And now you are a whole person who can be in a relationship with another whole person. And it's my responsibility to find my contentment and my happy, regardless of what's happening in my partner, my person's life. And then I can have the relationship that I know I can feel it, that I'm here for.
What did you do that you felt like allowed the love to come through this time for you? Was there something different that you did?
Yeah, I was laying on the floor crying, going through a breakup with my back messed up, feeling like completely desperate to not feel so horrible.
And so that you think was the door that
you surrendered and you allowed.
I was willing to do whatever I could think of.
Surrendered to it. Yeah. Your point about loving yourself and by finding that love for yourself, hopefully then that brings in the partner that could even make life even better. But I wanted to say, even when you're with a partner that you love so much, you still need to do this work and love yourself just as much, because the only person at the end of the day that's going to really be there for you is you. And so you can't look for that in anybody else. And I can say that I have such a strong, loving relationship. And if I'm not right with me, nothing's right. So my husband can't fill that for me. I have to fill that for me. And I've learned that over and over again. So I just want to say that it's so important. Either way you come at it, you've got to love yourself.
I feel like right now so even in the relationship that I was in earlier this year, it was the first time in my life that I was able to hold my own, regardless of what was happening in the house. So whatever mood he was in or not in, I was able to really stay clear on, it's my job to feel good. And I have to stay focused on whatever it takes. That comes first. And then I can be there for other people. That was the first time in my life I was able to think about it and do it and get it into practice. And then when I came home after like it not working out, I cranked it up even more of like, okay, you got to like really double down on this for the sake of feeling better. Not because then I'll draw on a partner. Like maybe that happens. Maybe it's not for another 5 years, but I have to feel good because I'm done not feeling good. And so that version of what are all the different tangible, actionable, like there's nothing more infuriating to me along this journey than all these different practitioners saying to me, Lizzie, step into your power. Like that doesn't mean anything. If I could, I would. It's like saying to someone, let it go. He didn't work out for you. Just let it go. The job wasn't right. Let it go. The name of you're at this unbelievable company that you're building didn't work out. Let it go. Like, okay, if I could, I would. Now give me something I can do to let that thing go because I want to.
Yeah.
And these are the actions. And I literally have a list. And I give myself a challenge of every day, how many of these things can I do? And that comes before work. That comes before my family. It comes before everything.
So what's on that list? I would love to hear.
Now we're really getting vulnerable.
How about just give 2 things?
I'll give
whatever you're comfortable sharing.
So a lot of these I actually found on Instagram videos. So for me, walking is like my happy place. So walking, doing my PT exercises so that my back feels good, doing the workouts that I can do without any judgment. Like those are the physical body things. And then the 5 love languages. So physical touch is hard, right? Like we want it from another being. My dog passed, like I don't live with anybody. So I'm walking and I'm literally like rubbing my shoulders and wrapping my arms around me and saying like, I love your crazy curly hair, and looking in the mirror and saying these compliments and buying myself gifts. And then there's like looking in the mirror, staring at myself in the eyes and saying, I love you at least 10 times.
Yeah. So, and I've been doing that. And I'm making my daughter do it too.
It feels really different.
I'm not doing that yet. So if you're listening or watching, don't feel
bad.
Well,
we're gonna hold you to it.
That one's out there. That one's definitely out there. I listen to my Abraham Hicks videos. I try to read something new and listen to something new. I try to laugh. So
yeah. I mean, laughing is so key. It really changed everything.
It can be
and
hard.
Not taking things so seriously or yourself so seriously. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, I don't watch shows that are super serious on a day that I haven't laughed. I'll watch a comedy special. Yeah. I'll watch some, right? Like, so it's really being super intentional about, if you make a list of all the things that make you feel good and feel like a treat, and then how many of those things can you do in a day? Like, I love flowers. So if I don't have flowers in my house, I know that there are certain places in my neighborhood, certain houses that have amazing gardens. I go by and I talk to the flowers. I made a decision that all the animals and plants that I see in my neighborhood are a sign from the universe that abundance is already here. So I'll like go to the park and watch these flocks of birds fly in and out. And I'm like, oh my God, there's so much abundance right here. Like going to the dog parks and seeing the dogs playing, and anything that I can think that has felt good. I have like not affirmation, but like abundance recordings of my future life, of what it feels like.
Which is honestly a game changer.
Huge.
And everyone can do this, where you visualize, what do you see your life 3 years from now? I like the 3 years from now, which is
1 year is hard.
Yeah, I think 1 year is hard. So I think the 3 years has worked for me. I listen to it every morning and I visualize in detail, and then I recorded myself on voice memo, and I listen to that every single morning, and it gets you into a certain type of energy, because you can really see and feel what that,
and you hear your voice.
Yes, and to me it is literally you. Yeah, it's literally you talking back to you now. That's how I look at it. It's like, oh, that's the Robyn that is in the feeling. That's her. And she's like giving me that confidence. It's all happening and it's incredible.
Yeah, 100% of this is about, I think I will feel better when I have tens and hundreds of millions in the bank and a partner in my life and this community that I've dreamt of. I have told myself that I will feel better when, and if like attracts like, I got to get there. Otherwise, I'm just recreating, I'll feel better when. So all of these different tasks, all of these things, the goals, all this stuff is just, how do I feel better now? And more importantly, how am I going to feel when all that stuff is there? The money in the bank, the man in my bed, right? Like all that stuff. How do I feel that now? So that, because that's the goal. I just want to feel good.
Well,
so if I
and the vibration, getting your vibration up to a place where you can really receive that. And that's one thing that we've learned over and over again. It's like when you're in that place of lack, you're down here. But if you can be in that place of like, I just got myself flowers. I'm just sitting here watching these dogs running around and it's just a beautiful day. You're up here and you're at a higher level to receive.
And going back to love, one of the things that we hear over and over from all the different people that we talk to and our own knowing is that the way that the energy you can't see, so let's call it source energy, the way source energy looks at us is like, oh, you are so cute. I love you so much. The way that we look at your dog or we look at your children and you're like, you're so cute. That's how they look at us. So know that we're loved in that way already.
So that was the message that I got while I was in plant medicine, was we see you as in like source guides, excuse me, all of them, they're choking me up. We see that source sees us the way we see toddlers, right? We think we know so much. Like your toddler thinks they know what's up. Our dogs, they know what time dinner is. And if you're a minute late, they're going to nag you, and they know when they want to go out. And if it's raining, they're not going. They feel so adamant about what they know. And yet we know so much more. And the things that they stress and worry about, we're like, oh my God, you're so precious. That's what you're worried about. You sweet thing. And I was told that's what Source is looking at us about. So if we can let go and trust that they know what's going on at a much bigger level than what we think we do. And even what I said earlier about like, I think it's this love coming through, but imagine this is like a 3-year-old being like, Mommy, this is how I think the car works.
Right.
No, right? Like we're trying to interpret something that is so much bigger than what humans are here to experience. We're here to experience the fun of being in a human body with the 5 senses. So stop taking it so seriously that, and I don't mean to minimize this, but like, we didn't get the name we wanted, but we have a really great name.
Right. Exactly.
Right?
That's right. That's right.
And this person that I wasn't meant to be in a relationship with right now, I'm not in a relationship with, but like, there's so much abundance around, and I can either focus on what I have and keep feeling better, or I can stay focused on what I don't have, and the universe will keep showing me what I don't have.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. I love seeing that you've tapped into this feeling of love. I want to know, what did the people who are on the call with you tell you? What did they experience? Did you get feedback from them?
Yeah. So this was a wild story. One woman reached out and said, I had done a session with her a couple of months ago, and she said, I don't think I told you when we were on our session that I had heart surgery 5 years ago. And I think it was 5 years ago, and she was under for like 5 hours. And she said, I've always been nervous about what was happening when I was just out. And she had some experience where she had this knowing where Source or guide, someone said to her, we were holding you and we had your heart, we had you in love, and we were holding you in love that whole time. And she said, I haven't really thought about it since. And when we were in that session, you said love came through. I heard it again. We are holding you and we've got you. And I got such chills.
I
This
just
was
got
like
the chills.
I did too.
And she was like, I felt that flood of love come in.
I think it's so important for you even to realize how, even in your seeking, you can be this beautiful conduit of energetic love to other people and help them tap in to their own feeling of love.
So that's always the word that I've used is, and even when I'm starting my sessions, I'll say, you can see that I'm a conduit, because it's not Lizzi that's doing it. It's it's part of me, but it's like this channel opens and something moves through me, and they're not necessarily my words. It's the interpretation that I'm putting to what I'm feeling. And that piece is what it's almost like I hope that it unlocks something for whoever I'm working on and gets to that next step in being in a human body in a world where it can feel so hard.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to bring up one more thing before we end today's little conversation. Big conversation, I think, actually, but it's also about having fun throughout your day and looking for signs, right? So looking for love or looking for signs that mean something to you. And I just wanted to share something that happened to me this morning, which was a really comforting and big sign for me. So I was having a morning and when I went on Instagram for a second, just the first thing that popped up was one of the intuitives that Karen and I love. And she happened to post something about that she was doing live readings at that time on some radio station. And so I didn't even have my sound on. I just saw it said live readings, call this number. And then in the comments, it was like, call this number, hashtag Bob Miller. And Bob Miller is my dad's name. And I was like, what are the chances that I just happened to go on? I don't check Instagram every minute. I don't have notifications. I'm not that, I just don't. And so I happened to go on. The first thing And so the phone number, so most people who've listened to our podcast know 1117 is a big number for me. That's my dad's birthday. That is definitely huge. One of the other numbers in my life is 76, because that's actually the day he passed away. And that number comes through a lot for me and my family. And the end of the number was 76 and hashtag Bob Miller. And I thought, okay, I'm good. Dad's with me. Like, I'm supported and loved. And it was just such a comforting, fun, honestly, sign to know here's the wink that I needed into this meeting. And so I would just encourage everyone listening, look for those signs, whatever means something to you, look for it. It could be symbols of love. I mean, for every person, it's going to be different.
Yeah, for me, it's time of day. If it's 444, it's 222. And it's so crazy how I'm not watching my clock all day long, but when I happen to look up, I'll often see that. And I love taking a picture of it on my phone and just saving them all. So it's a reminder of how often I'm given the messages, but you have to tune in. You have to almost like tune yourself to look, because otherwise you'll miss them. I love that one, Robyn. That's so
I would suggest asking for it. Like, even just now, ask your guides, your higher power, whoever's out there listening, to please show me signs today. And then know that feeling, like when you get that flutter, like I have a page in my notes on my phone that just says coincidence journal. And I just keep track of all the different coincidences. Like, I'll be thinking about something. I will have not seen someone for months. I'll think about her and then she'll text. And it doesn't mean anything, but to me, it's a little like a hug from the universe of like, we're just winking at you. We're right here. And the numbers, the 3 in a row is a thing. That's like an angel sign or something like that. A sign that you're like on the right path. I can't remember exactly what it is.
They're angel numbers, and you can.
Oh yeah. Yes. And you can really look them up, and there's lots of meaning attached to these different numbers, and you can see them on license plates.
You know what I just realized? You know what I think? I think the thing from Bob this morning was all about seeking center. I think it's all about him affirming, because every time he shows up, it's a significant moment, at least for me. I know he shows up a lot more for you, but when he shows up in these kinds of conversations, I feel it's like him saying to us, this is a big guy. And to be honest, on the right path.
You're right. And while he actually hasn't shown up that blatantly in a long time. So that was really Bob Miller. I wasn't even 6 and 7. The whole thing, I was like, what?
Yeah. So the guy's radio show, who she was going to be
on.
That's what we're
honestly, I didn't listen. I was so in shock. I took a screenshot. So now I'm going to go back and like listen to her do it. Yeah. But that's what Karen said. She's like, I bet you that was the name of the guy's show.
The other thing I would say is try not to judge, because for a while I was like, but I want it to come through in this way. I want my signs to come through in this way, and try not to be picky. Just, it's going to come through in a way that is so obvious I can't miss it.
Exactly. And that's right. I mean, I wasn't even looking for anything this morning. But I do ask pretty much every day for signs. But this was so, it hit me. And you also then know that feeling. When I saw it, I was like, oh, thank you.
So for those of you who can't remember, because I've told you guys this, I feel like I forget to do things like set the intention to see signs. I write notes and I'll leave it like on my bathroom mirror or inside a cabinet or anywhere that I know I'm going to be every day. Or I set an alarm in my phone. And after a while, I stop seeing it. It just becomes part of the furniture, but then change it up and do something different. So whether it's like, I ask the universe to show me signs in ways that I can't possibly miss, any of those things. If you're like me and it's a hard one to remember, try giving yourself some kind of tool.
That's so smart. I mean, for me and for anyone who works from home, I have Post-its all
around. Me too. All over my monitor, and you don't see them after a while. You're right.
You're so right.
But switching it up, I think that's a really good suggestion for people too.
Yeah, I started a folder in my photos because I take screenshots of these things all the time. of different like affirmations, mantras, tricks and tools and tips. I think I called it magic. And I'll just go in and pick a new one. It's like picking a new affirmation card, but it's a tool. So sometimes it'll be like about like manifesting money or whatever the thing is, right? And just keep moving it on like every 21 days or whatever you want to do.
Oh, I love that.
Well,
Well,
being open, that's the key. Keeping it fun, keeping it light. I think that is
fun and
the
playful.
#1 thing. Yeah. Yeah.
well, there's much more of these conversations to come. And I'm just so grateful that we're doing this.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
So meet us back here again on Seeking Center.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.